everybody, my name is Owen Fox here. Welcome to the video. In this video I want to share about my experience with ayahuasca. I've done 4 nights of ayahuasca over 2 different weekends, 2 each weekend. One I did it with my sister and the other I did it with for the first time ever, and the other one, the next one I did 2 months later, last year in 2023 with my friend. And both times overall, that was like maybe 6-7 months ago, and now I'm giving my 6-7 months later like recap, and I just gotta say it was epic. They were amazing, absolutely fantastic. It was just such good memories of like my ayahuasca experiences. Both, it was absolutely incredible. Leaving aside the whole idea that it was beautiful, going on a road trip with my sister, who I've never gone out with much in my adult life ever actually, never. And with my really good friend Jake, it was epic. Apart from that social aspect and like having fun and going out and about, the actual experience itself was lovely. I loved it, you know. I have like deep, happy, positive memories and feelings towards my experience with ayahuasca. In preparation, I'll leave the 2 videos. I won't go over what I said before, but check out my 2 videos below, because I did make 2 videos on ayahuasca. Pretty sure it was 2, otherwise it was 1. I think it was 2. But listen, I don't know, I'm not actually even recommending ayahuasca, because everybody has different experiences based on where they're at in life. But based on where I am, after 18 years on the healing journey and the awakening personal expansion journey, I had a lot of my subconscious fears and anxiety, and basically fears and even anger, a lot of it's being like consciously worked through and released. And yeah, I've stepped through it, I've learned from the stuff, you could use words like overcome, or I've evolved, or I've expanded from them. But listen, the more I feel ayahuasca can be for a lot of people, and if you feel the calling, then you know, you feel the calling. Even my friend who had a little bit of a challenging experience, he still says he'd go again and has some favourable experiences and memories with it. But for me, it was the bomb. I absolutely loved it. And there's a guy, Eli Martyr, who I love and respect, and his channel on the Free Melon Society, which I'd highly recommend. He made one video on plant medicines, and he said, you know, you can get to a higher, like a nice state of being without needing these things. Well, you know, I'm not talking about being dependent on ayahuasca. I did them twice. I've zero cravings for them, 0 addiction, zero, absolutely 0. I have way more addiction and attachment to food by 1,000,000 times more. You know, so people have their tea, coffee, hot chocolate, matcha, espressos, and all their different habits with stimulants, you know, cooked food, technology, phoning, scrolling, looking at like 1,000,000 things people are attached to. But people aren't attached or hooked on ayahuasca. I've never heard of anybody ever being addicted to ayahuasca. So like this guy Eli Martyr, also I love and respect him. You know, hey Eli, if you end up watching this, I'll probably send it to you. I will actually. Eli rocks. You rock, bro. Love you, man. Eli is a wealth of knowledge, a bookworm, and he's like I said, his channel is well worth a subscribe to, and looking at his videos and learning from him. This guy is like literally learned from like hundreds probably of authors and books, and a book is almost like a lifetime or a part of a lifetime's work of learning and study, or learning through hard trial and error and experiences. Then you write it, you share it in a book. So it's good to be open-minded and learn from people who've read a lot of books. But anyway, I have to disagree with Eli on his idea that ayahuasca is a poison. I don't think it's a poison. That's not why people purge. In the same way as when you water fast, you don't necessarily purge like as in vomit, because you do during ayahuasca. Typically, a lot of the time, you do purge from water fasting, which Eli is a huge advocate of, and so am I, 100%. It's the best, incredible, best healer out there, really, in so many ways, even body, mind, spirit, and emotion. But Ayahuasca is like a cleaner, like the shamans say, and it cleans like not only your physical toxins. And I've personally met people who've 100% remission from cancer, and she was in a bad state. She had 2 children. I met her at both ayahuasca. She's the only person who I saw at both of the ayahuascas I went to. The first time I met her, she was sick. She was basically dying from cancer. The second time around, 2 months later, from just doing ayahuasca and kambo, which is the secretion of a frog that helps purge your liver, your gallbladder, your intestines, your kidneys and liver, yeah, and gallbladder and intestines. It helps purge your lymphatic system. She's 100% remission better. She's talkative, chirpy, smiling, energetic. The first time around I hardly talked to her because she wasn't well, and she did a lot of crying, some moaning. When you're releasing things during ayahuasca, in the same way as when you're releasing things during, on a fruit-only diet cleanse, or a fruit-only diet, or if you're doing a cleanse of, let's say, juice cleanse, or especially water fasting. Even right now in a raw vegan diet, I've been doing a lot of cleansing for the last 2 months, and I'm kind of a bit sick and tired of it. A lot of mucus still coming out. It's incredible. But you do loads of poops during water fast, and after water fast ends, people even do up to like 9, 10, 11, 12 poops a day after water fast is ending, and they're literally eating hardly anything, a little bit of fruit. So purging is the body cleaning. And I don't think ayahuasca is a poison that makes you sick and then you purge because it's sick and your body's trying to get rid of it. I think ayahuasca cleans you out from the rubbish, mentally, emotionally, physically, even spiritually too, if you want to use it that way as well. Emotionally, a lot of people release anger, pent up anger or rage. There's sometimes some roaring or shouting or like punching a pillow that's given to you by the wise facilitators who are looking after you. There's some vomiting or purging. Occasionally people poop themselves on a rare occasion. It didn't happen when I was there, to my knowledge, 2 times. But when somebody close to me was there, I think one person in her group did an accidental little bit of poop. But I felt nothing along those lines, and neither did anybody I was there with. But yeah, I think ayahuasca is epic. I think it's sacred, and it's a beautiful plant medicine. It really is. Like I said, that woman didn't get sicker on cancer or die. Ayahuasca didn't poison her to death, knock her over the edge. It didn't finish her off. It actually 100% no trace of cancer. The doctor's tests and the hospital tests within just 2 months. So listen, I'm a firm appreciator of age-old ayahuasca and various plant medicines. Like, I know a guy from a long time ago, 10 years ago or so. He said he went to do ayahuasca in Peru or the Amazon, the native place, for approximately 2 weeks. And he said of everything he's ever done, and he's on the spiritual self-healing path, he said he did it probably around 10 times or more in those 2 weeks. He said it's the most healing experience of his entire life, and it really helped him. So a poison doesn't do that. That's not what poisons do. Have Coca-Cola. Have Coca-Cola. You're not going to be healed from cancer having Coca-Cola, which is a poison, or like grilled or cooked meat. They're poisons, and that's been scientifically proven. So I don't need to get into that. So even like heavily heated baked crisps and cookies and starches have acrylamides and toxins and carcinogens too. There's tremorigens or whatever they call it. Helps tremors and the nervous system agitation, and loads of cooked food too. Cooked oils are poisons. Loads of cooked poisons that crossing the road in a city, you're inhaling loads of poisons, car fumes, carbon monoxide, and a whole lot of chemicals. People don't get better from cancer 100% by just smoking cigarettes. I love Eli, and this isn't even out to get him. I love him. He's awesome. I respect him, and I recommend him. But nobody knows everything, and you have to be careful recommending things with if you don't have any experience with it. So I'm not sure if Eli has actually done. If you've done beautiful Eli, I should talk to you straight up too. If you've done ayahuasca, you know, alcohol's a poison, but that makes people dead. It kills your liver, it kills you. It affects your brain, it kills brain cells. Do you know brain cells have been shown to actually regenerate on ayahuasca? Yep. Ayahuasca not only helps to heal cancer, but helps tons of stuff, but physically, because cancers are like an end stage degradation of the body. It's the body's lost, it's losing the battle, and it's gone out of control. It's not able to maintain control, homeostasis, and balance within the body's fluids, the lymph system, the blood system, and the cells. The pH is off, the acidity, the oxygenation levels are off. So the ayahuasca it'll kick it out of your system, and so does the cambo. It'll flush you out. There's definitely vomiting with cambo. I've done it once when I did it with sister, because I paid for her for one, so one each, and the second time around it one each day, so I did two. And the first time around is the easiest, the second time was hard, and the third time was the hardest. Cambo makes you vomit, and you get it a whole lot of stuff. I got like a whole lot of yellowy, orangey, even slightly red, and even a bit of like mild green stuff. Literally vomiting out some solids. So yeah, no wonder that girl got better, you know, that lovely woman with two boys. Like, she was so sad the first time. She was on a mission. She was on an unstoppable mission to heal herself, so he could like, she could like stay alive for her kids, you know. Like, I have 3 kids like myself. The last thing you want to do is like die on your kids, you know. And the worst thing that probably happen is you lose your loving partner if they're the parent of your kids, your partner of the kids, your partner, the parent of the kids. Like, the most tenderest, the most joyous, happiest thing ever in life is having children, and the most vulnerable part of me is my children, you know. Everybody loves their kids. That's why I do conscious parenting and conscious relationships as my main staples of what I help people with. I have a lot of experience with this, so we can become the best daddy or mummy we can for our kids and ourselves, to heal ourselves, so we can have the happiest family and home life, family life, and keep our relationship together if it's meant to be, so we can work on creating the happiest, best relationship of our life, whether or not we have kids. So that's what I do: relationship, help, and parenting. I also do healing from the physical body too. But that's like sort of the third on the list thing I do. So yeah, I don't know. I love ayahuasca personally. I'd like that one of the I basically more or less the happiest, most lovingly joyful night of my entire life. On my second night of the first weekend, my second ever time taking ayahuasca, I connected with my passed on mum. It was bliss, it was love, it was joy, and I just loved it, and it lasted for hours. I was the last one awake. I almost lasted almost the entire night. It only happened after I purged. Eli. So I got rid of something was blocking me. The purge happened. It was actually like an amazing purge. It was actually like vomit. It was actually, I felt the energy swirling, it was tickling my spine, like I was going like, I was on my all fours, I was waiting for it to come, as I sort of like to the music a little bit, and I just felt the energies coming, moving, and then I started doing a whole lot of like, I felt like tickled in my throat too, like energy was releasing. There was an energy in my meridian system, my emotions was unlocked and released. I had such a good healing that night. It was amazing. I got rid of so much, what's the word, shame? No, maybe embarrassment and shyness and self-consciousness and anxiety and fear around moving my body, like especially around dancing. And that night I had the time of my life. I was connected with my passed on mum. I was dancing with her. I felt her energy powerfully. I was talking with her. I could hear her talk back a little bit for sure. I asked her some questions or two. She replied to me immediately. I think it was distinctive, unlike anything else ever in my entire life. And her, when I asked like, who is this? Because I know he's replying with me. I wasn't sure who it was. I just saw a huge picture of her and me with a massive happy smile come up in the flash of my mind. It was beautiful. I knew it was her, and it's so beautiful. And then at the end of it, after dancing and moving with her for hours, and everyone else had long ago fallen asleep, it was almost a new day. and that only started after I'd vomited and like purged. So I'd release what I need to release that was blocking me.